Mr. Salim Khan, you asked $1 million question.
So, is there any fear in the mind of the
there is always a fear, right? But it's a responsibility of the teacher, the motivator, and the guide to
Bihar, Jharkhand, UP.
Fortunately, when you go to states such as Bihar and
Thank you
Jharkhand.
so much for giving your precious time and have a nice talk. You did a great job. What I personally think that you have taught many students.
Frankly speaking, Mr. Salim Khan, you asked $1 million question, right? As far as my experience are concerned regarding teaching, I can simply tell there is no shortcoming of talent in the student. I personally found there are a lot of talented students, but they haven't been actually given enough elbow rooms. They haven't been given a platform to actually show their skill set, and because of this, they are not able to really come out of their society and do better. So for me, it was very challenging job to actually roll them in the process of education and all. And I found when I gave them time they require, they were able to really perform well, and they did an excellent job in their practice session and everything. So that was a great experience.
So, is there any fear in the mind of the students? What do you feel regarding this?
Well, there is always a fear, right? But it's entirely depend on you how you try to deal with this particular phenomena, right? A lot of students say that because of fear, because of the lack of confidence, they are not able to really do better in their the area of the job and everything. So the moment you are just giving them idea and the ways and means how they can really overcome their fear, they are the ones who actually turn out to be different student altogether, different kids altogether. So it's actually it's a responsibility of the teacher, the motivator, and the guide to actually and try to assess their potential, try to look in them their ability, okay. And once you think that they are really capable enough, then you just simply need to mold them in best possible way, and you will just find yourself that okay, they are very talented student, they are very talented kids, and after overcoming the fear, they will be actually doing excellent job.
What I personally perceived when I was in Delhi, so there are a number of parents, they are very close to the children or their children, and they are very focused with their children, with their work. But right now, what I feel the difference here in Bihar, Jharkhand, UP. So for that, what is your concerns regarding the parents here in Bihar or UP?
There is a particular mindset persists, particularly in the state like Bihar and Jharkhand. The parents in Bihar and Jharkhand always tend to submit their kids to school in entirety, and that's like once they actually enroll their kids in their school, their responsibility comes to an end. They are like, okay, they are sending their the kid in their school, so it's an entire skill, a duty, a responsibility to save them good human being, save them a good person. But at the same time, they are actually forgetting to realize they have also responsibility as a parent. So when it's come to etiquette, decency, and and that kind of responsibility, they also need to play a vital role. So they always need to keep an eye on their performance, on their way of behavior and everything. So you cannot simply brush under the carpet the responsibility parents. But unfortunately, when you go to states such as Bihar and Jharkhand, you see that they are not pretty much aware of their responsibilities. So and I'm very glad that you are doing excellent job to raise awareness among them that you cannot simply depend on the school. You also have essential duty to play in order to bring changes in your kids. So it's not like one-way traffic.
Yeah, these are concerning issues right now, and as we all know, here the parents also stuck to the some of the hot field. Just like engineer, I want to make my children engineer, doctor, IS officer, teacher, and some of the fields they are choosing for their students without knowing their interest. So, what's your opinion? Only this many fields is available for the students right now, or is there any more chances to the students?
Oh yeah, this is a great question. You're actually talking about this very narrow-mindedness of the parents, and the fact of the matter is because they are not very educated enough, so they are not able to really realize the difference in education. So a lot of people actually tend to go for, like as you mentioned, rightly mentioned, UPSC. So there's a great actually there's a great enthusiasm regarding IS and IPS officer, and they think okay, their job is done once their kid actually turn out to be an IS officer and an IPS. And
but there are limited seats. So
they are limited, of course there is a limited seat. So what I strongly believe is no matter which field you belong to, if you are doing or maybe inculcating a quality education, rest assured your student going to, or your kids are going to do better in that respective the area. So there's nothing wrong if you're going for art. So you can't simply demean it because and say okay, my the kids actually going for artist stream, and that's why he's not going to achieve his laurel, he's not going to really be a successful person. No, that's a very wrong actually believe. You just need to give a quality of education, and you need to be a very responsible parent. Why I'm saying a responsible parent? Because you need to keep an eye on your kids performance, grade and everything. And the one thing that we are lacking so much is the critical thinking and creative education, which is actually need of the time, and we are we are not actually paying enough attention to this particular particular education. So nowadays, given the global development, right? So everywhere there is a demand of skill-based knowledge. There is a demand of like critical thinking, critical
creativity, collaboration,
etc.
yeah, communication and
communication and soft skill and everything.
And for communication, I have a final question for you. And right now, what I personally perceive, there are a number of teachers, English teacher I'm talking about. They are teaching English, but they are not teaching English in English. So, what's your opinion for the teachers like that?
Yeah, it's a very laughing. It's always. It's actually the question. I would say it's a laughing stock. Okay, because a lot of this is not actually very general methodology of imparting a good communication skill. Of course, but of course there is certain an area in the state where the teacher are translating their native language into English, and this is the way they are actually teaching the student to enhance their communication skill. This is absolutely wrong methodology. It won't actually really help the student develop his or her communication skill. So anything you are teaching, that should be based in the language you are teaching. You cannot simply translate it in another language, and that would actually help a lot. I mean, to the student you're teaching. So that's absolutely wrong way of teaching.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving your precious time and have a nice talk to you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you so much. Please do.